If there's a silver lining to the relatively slow start to spring in much of the central and eastern U.S., it's a slow start to severe weather season, and that's true despite the tornadoes of the last few days. Now here's a running count of tornado reports. Each line here represents a recent year. For example, the blue line is last year, which was a relatively quiet year for tornadoes, while the red line is 2011, which was a very busy year. By the end of April that year, we'd already exceeded 1,000 reports. The black line down here is this year. And even with the tornadoes from the last few days, 2014 is off to a slow start compared to recent years. As for tornado intensity, through last Saturday, this year had the smallest number of EF1 or stronger tornadoes. Basically, that includes all but the really weak ones. Through Saturday, there had only been 25, well below the next slowest year. And even if we include the tornadoes from the last few days, 2014 likely still has the fewest. At the other end of the spectrum is 1974, the year of the April super outbreak, and there's 2011 again, the year tornadoes hit Tuscaloosa and Joplin, Missouri. Now, the Jetstream disturbances that go on to fuel severe thunderstorms in the central U.S. often come inland in southern California. Here's the most recent example, the upper air charts from last Friday through this Monday. These disturbances often announce themselves with rain in parts of the southwest, but that's been missing for the most part in recent months. Here's a look at the last 90 days of daily rainfall in Los Angeles. So this starts back in late January. They had one soaker in late February and a few smaller rains since, but LA is 3 inches below average in the last 3 months, represented by the growing brown color in the top graph, and testimony to a lack of strong Pacific disturbances that could later ignite severe thunderstorms farther east. In addition, the low-level warmth needed to get thunderstorms going has really been hard to come by east of the Rockies. Here's the temperature departure from average since March 1st. Darker blue and purple mean 3 to 6 degrees on the cold side, and that's pretty significant for a 2-month period. Now let me finish with a little tornado climatology. For every day of the year, this shows the probability of getting at least one tornado in the U.S. based on about the last 30 years. January 1st is down there on the bottom left. December 31st is behind me on the bottom. Probabilities run from 0 to 100%. There are 365 red triangles here, one per day, and the black line smooths out the fluctuations. Now at the low end, the probability on most January and December days is less than 20%. The peak is right around the second week of June. In fact, only 2 days in June have a probability below 80%. The month we're leaving, April, has daily probabilities as low as 40%, but as high as above 70%. And the historically volatile month we're moving into, May, all days have probabilities above 70%. Paul Knight is back next to tell us whether there's any severe weather in our extended forecast.